Hello, I am Raziel, and I have been a fan of the Eldar, now the Aeldari, since 2nd edition. I remember my first model was a Fire Dragon Exarch, though my biggest force in 2nd was Space Marines. Then in 3rd edition I got the box with the Dark Eldar and the Chaos and the normal Space Marines, obviously Black Templar. So there I was using Eldar, it was their Twisted and Perverted Brethren. It was not until 5th that I really got into the Force, with an extensive and unbeaten army, with Fugan, Fire Dragons, Rangers, and Banshees being my mainline infantry. I used Guardians too, though they were not meant to be very good, but with a Warlock, you could give them a cover save, which back then was pretty much an invulnerable save. So yeah, I loved my Eldar. I also owned every Codex, and I still have my 2nd edition, my 3rd edition Craft World Supplement, which was the first to mention Yunari, my 8th World Craft World and Harlequins ones, and now my 9th, and I am looking for the rest of them. I would say I'd have the others, but I am still looking for them, as I just said. God, I should really stick my script sometimes. Yeah, and that kind of hurts a lot that I don't have them. So the 9th edition has just dropped, and this is how I picture an Aeldari Codex to be. You have a main force made up of Craftworld Aeldari, then complementary forces of Harlequins, and for the first time Corsairs. First, I need to mention is the size of the book. It really is a tome at 200 pages in total, and that is 8 pages less than the Space Marine one. Unfortunately, the lore takes up very little of the book, but this is really unsuspected in a codex. It is mostly rules, and the lore is an odd mix. Some is exactly as it has been in every codex ever, like unit descriptions, etc. At hand, I can see it from the Warp Spiders in the 2nd edition codex and 9th. The new lore is well written, and I would really like the textbook style rather than a narrative style. I just like this in the codexes anyway, it's just that I enjoy reading that way. The new additions, like learning about the Corsairs in more details, I do like this. It's quite interesting and adds a bit more depth to them. As you probably guess, the lore is split up into Craftworld, Harlequins, Yunari, as are the rules. The Corsairs are kind of put into the same spectrum as the Craftworld Eldar. As all the rules, all non-debauched Eldari Maoris models are here, you can use this codex to play as any of the sub-factions. So you can play as Corsairs, you can play as Yunari, you can play as Harlequins, both, and they have some great rules too. Like the Eyes of Cain for Crimson Hunter, making that tail railgun on their tanks, which everyone was afraid, pretty much obsolete as it automatically hits anything that flies, which includes those horrid tail tanks. The Aeldari Cain is a badass again, which is just fantastic. Now I have to mention some of the odd rules. Say, if you want to cast their force, you have to take Prince Uriel, as they all have the Anaraf keyword, or Anarath. And this is the only way you can use them in an own detachment. Otherwise you can't use Corsairs as a compulsory troop or elite choice. Now, not a big fan of this, because I would like to do a Corsair force, but Uriel is the only HQ that has that keyword, so you can't do that without him. And that would be cool if we had a Corsair HQ choice that wasn't a named character. Also, the other one I don't like is Yunari. Yunari needs craftable units, so you can't do Yunari force made out of Corsairs and Drukhari. Even though, like, you can't use Corsairs as a compulsory troop choice and have, like, a Drukhari next to it, you still need, for every troop choice, you would need a craft world one of its type. So let's say you want a Corsairs Void Weaver unit, and you want to do Yunari, you would still have to have a Guardian or Ranger unit to go with it. So if you want to have like again with the elites, you would have to have like Wraith Guard or Wraith Blades with the Void Guard. Or if you're doing Harlequins, like if you want a Void Reaver, you would need the Craft World troop choices, unit choice as well. And I'm not a big fan of that because I would really like to do a more, more unique choice and add a bit more flavor to the force when not having it be shoehorned into a craft world as well. Now, my biggest problem with the new Aeldari Codex, and we have to contextualize this book, contains craft world, Corsairs, Harlequins, and Yunari. All in all, it's lots of pages, and there is less lore than the 8th edition craft world Codex. with a law finishing 50 on page 57 in the new Codex and page 65 on the 8th edition Codex. And this is a big issue to me, as there's also no timeline. I always like the timeline, it's one of my favourites. So, what do I think? It's rules heavy, and it reminds me of a 3rd edition rules Outer Codex, which was kind of the same. It was very law light, but rules heavy. It is a great codex, and you're paying less than the 2 previous codices put together. And it's 6 pages lighter than those 2 codices put together as well. But it's also good to see that GW are not making a Harlequin supplement, so you're having all of them in one box. Book? What are books for? With an X. It's a great step forward, and it's actually a saving in your money. From 25 and 20, from £45 for those two, it's £32.50. So it's around about a £12.50 saving. But again, there is law light, and it needs more law in it. Otherwise, it's just another rule book with stats and rules, and you can find it online and free with Battlescribe, which again is an absolute miss for me. I think law is what makes the codexes for Warhammer 40,000 and the battle tomes for Age of Sigmar worth buying. Otherwise, like I said, you're just getting the rules, and you don't really need all the extra laws, and you don't need a 200-page book if you're going to do only quarter of it of law. Yeah, the pictures are nice as always. The artwork's great. It's full color, but lack of law makes it a bit of a problem. I must admit, you're going to get it anyway because you're going to collect Eldar. You need the Codex, but if you're getting Battlescribe, you're not going to really need it. And that's it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Like, comment, and subscribe as always. I hope you see you soon. A link to Element Games for up to 25% on your Warhammer down below. My comic, my t-shirts, and of course Forbidden Planet if you like those sort of things too. I make money from all of that. And it's great for some people that you guys are supporting me with it too. Thank you very much. And of course there's Patreon, but as always I prefer you do the other ones first, as you actually get something on it. And you're not just giving me money. What do you think of this new codex? What's your opinions and what do you think? Have a great day. I hope to see you all very soon. And bye bye.